Hi, I'm Michael Allison. I'm the Commercial Director at Roma Finance, and welcome to another episode of RomaTalks, where I talk to people from across the property industry, and more importantly, people from Roma Finance as well. And today, I'm delighted to be joined by our newly appointed and newly promoted Senior BDM for the South, Alisha Chu. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me today. Very excited.
Well, I'm glad you're excited. Should be a good one then.
Hopefully.
No pressure. So before we start, obviously, I'll give you the introduction and congratulations again on your recent promotion.
Thank you.
Very well deserved. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
So, as you said, I'm Alisha. I'm the
Good
BDM.
start.
Well, no, I am now the Senior BDM of the South. I've been at Roma for about 2.5 years. Started off as sales support, then was promoted to sales support team lead, and then from there BDM. And as of January, I was promoted to Senior BDM.
So it's been really fast, hasn't it? That transition.
Really fast paced, very fast paced, but I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. And what do you think has been one of the key components of you being able to navigate from? Well, obviously, you joined Roma to do a lot of the administration tasks for sales. What's enabled that growth for you as the individual?
I think, if I think about it, when I was about 21, 22, 20, some point in time, I was actually studying to be a full-time accountant because I really wanted to further in my education, but I was also working full-time because I didn't want to give up my career and put it on hold. So I think having that type of experience, just everything's so chaotic, and actually getting through it has really shaped who I am and my work ethic and wanting to basically just press ahead. I'm very impatient and I want to overcome any challenges I can very quickly. So I think that's what's basically pushed me through the ranks, and that's where I am today.
Well, you push yourself. You know,
Yes.
I think that tenacity and want to do more is certainly, listen, it's a culture we embrace at Roma.
Absolutely.
And I think it's something we've done. So before you joined us, tell us a bit, obviously you've got you were studying for accountancy. What else have you been doing?
So previously I was working for a second charge lender. So it was very, very fast paced. So that definitely taught me a few things. Previous to that, I was working for a packager.
Right, okay.
For commercial finance.
So always in the financial services?
Since I was 18.
And was that a field you always wanted to go into?
Honestly, I think I found myself in finance. And then before I came to Roma, I think it was just I wanted to find a new challenge. And I think it was more of a happy coincidence where I am today. A very happy coincidence.
No, I don't think anyone sits there at 6 years old, 7 years old and say, what do you want to be? I want to be a stuntman. Well, actually, I wouldn't mind being a Senior BDM of the South or a commercial director. It is an industry you fall into.
Yeah.
Certainly. So you've seen it through the broker's eyes, the regulated eyes, and now you're in the world of bridging, development, finance, etc.
Yes.
So what we talked there about the attributes of yourself and pushing yourself forward. How has Roma enabled that for you?
To be honest, I think Roma's been really great. So I'm 25 now, so I would have started around 22-ish. And like you said, I started off in an admin role, but I think Roma recognised just how hungry I was. And for someone who you could argue didn't have a lot of experience at the time, you guys really helped me grow. And I think, I wouldn't say you took a risk on me, but you gave me that opportunity at a young age with someone who had no sales experience, didn't really know what she was doing, and believed in me. And I think that's what's really helped, and it's helped me be the BDM I am today.
Yeah, I think Roma's the right place for the right people.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't come without effort and work ethic, and we can see that. So talk to me then about Senior BDM for the South. What does that actually mean?
Senior BDM for the South. For me, it doesn't actually, there's not much differences to when I was a BDM. I think obviously it comes with more responsibility, and obviously having that kind of senior title, you've got to I wouldn't say prove yourself more, but make your mark more. So for me, it's just always on a journey of bettering myself for my borrowers, for my introducers, to make sure that whatever I'm offering or any advice that I'm giving is the right solution for them.
I suppose we always looking to tailor make solutions, and we've recently done the launch of Flow, Grow and Pro. How have you found that landed in the marketplace?
Amazing. Me personally, and I know when I'm speaking to the rest of the sales team, there's been a massive surge in new business. And I think getting all that new business in and the type of response I'm getting just shows that our launch in the marketplace is perfectly fitted for it.
I think we've really focused, haven't we, in the last 2 years about our proposition, our service proposition for brokers and for customers. And I think last year we saw certainly some of your relationships where brokers who perhaps done 1, 2 transactions were completing 10, 15, 20 transactions with them. So there's been a change. How did you approach those relationships to help nurture that growth?
It depends on the brokerages, but in all honesty, it was just one of those that I just got in there, introduced myself, and basically expressed that I'm not one to overpromise and underdeliver, and that basically you have to give myself, you have to give Roma a chance, and there's no harm in trying. And that was the first step. The next step is obviously proving that we can offer that service, we can give the products that they need for their borrowers. And once you've done it the first time, that trust element's then formed, and then it's just rinsing and repeating that constantly.
And how do you reflect that internally? Because obviously it's one thing to be sat in an office in London and saying, this is what we're going to do. How do you follow that as your internal relationships?
With my internal relationships, so even though I'm field-based, I do like to make a really good effort going into the office, because I think your internal relationships are just as important as your external relationships. I make an active effort to sit with different departments, especially underwriting, and they've been absolutely amazing with me throughout my journey, because they're basically the hub of knowledge. And if I can learn from them and I understand the way that they think, the way that they underwrite, when I'm giving that advice day one to my brokers and my borrowers, it's going to be a very streamlined process. There's not going to be any nasty surprises. It's going to be what we discussed day one, obviously subject to the valuation, but I think that definitely helps.
I think it is. It all comes down to appetite, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And I think you've got to sell that. You're getting sold a transaction from a broker. You need to disseminate that into our, and then you've got to sell it internally as well.
Absolutely.
And get people excited. Love to lend.
Love to lend.
Absolutely. Yeah, good. So what? Obviously, you've seen a big growth in yourself. We've seen a big growth within Roma. What do you feel is Roma's capabilities or opportunities that lie in front of us?
Personally, I think it's unlimited. I'm not sure where we're going to end up, but I know it's going to be somewhere really far, and I'm excited to see where it's going to end up.
Yeah, and you're in it.
I'm in it.
Yeah.
Deep in it.
Deep in it. So listen, we talked a lot about work and that. What do you do outside of work?
So I'm quite family orientated.
Yeah.
Funny fact about me is I can't cook. The best I can do is a boiled egg. So I go to my family's pretty much every night for dinner, because my dad makes the best Chinese food, and you can't say no to Chinese food.
No, you can't.
No. So I like to spend a lot of time with my family. I spend some time with my friends, and I've actually decided as a personal goal of mine that I'd like to learn Chinese. I think it's long overdue. I have my first lesson on Sunday.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I do.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe we could do is it Mandarin or Cantonese?
So my family speaks Cantonese, but I'm going to learn Mandarin first, and then from there I'm going to move over to Cantonese.
What's the reason you do Mandarin?
Because my father told me to.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And you
It's just that it's more commercial, just for business and everything, because a lot of people speak more Mandarin than they do Cantonese.
Okay. And obviously as a young woman in finance, we spoke a lot there about, 20, 21, 20, I can't think back to when I was in those ages. It was certainly pre-internet. But for yourself, how have you found it being a young female in the world of specialist lending?
It's definitely been interesting.
Okay.
I think the broker relationships and the borrower relationships I have now are amazing. I don't feel like personally that my age or my gender comes into it a lot. But I think when I first started off, I was very much aware that I am a young woman in finance. And there were obstacles because, especially for me on the age element, is that maybe people couldn't take me seriously because of my age, because she's a young woman. She's not been in the industry for long. But I didn't let that stop me. If anything, that kind of just pushed me further to prove people wrong. And I think I have.
No, you certainly have. And I think, your knowledge comes from doing.
Yeah.
Everybody, you have to start somewhere, don't you?
Exactly.
You have to start at some point. And I think we've never seen age or sometimes even experience. It's all about relatable skills and can that person represent Roma in the right way. I think the finance industry itself has been through a big learning curve about inclusivity across things such as gender, sexuality, race, religion. There's still, I personally think there's still a long way to go.
There definitely is. But progress has been made, but I think there's still a long way to go.
It does, but I think that all comes down to, you know, we've always got the bigger pieces to go at, but as individuals, we've got to hold our own moral compass.
Yes.
You know, make sure that we're treating people how we should be treated, and going into work each day. But it's good that you're feeling the benefits of it. But I do think we're nowhere near being an inclusive environment as we should be.
I agree.
Good. So what's next for you then?
What's next for me? That is the big question. Honestly, I don't know what's next for me. And that's my honest answer. But I do know that if I keep pushing myself, progressing, wanting to be better for both myself, the company, and the borrowers that we deal with, I'm very excited to find out where I'm going to end up.
Yeah, good. Well, listen, you've got enough time to go in it. You're okay there. You've certainly got that. So we did the Flow, Grow and Pro launch recently. For you, which product set do you enjoy working with?
I'm going to say Grow.
Okay.
So although Grow can be the most complicated, I find that can be the most rewarding.
So just for anybody who doesn't know about Grow, give a brief explanation what that is, because we're...
So our Grow product range is more the development side.
Oh, okay.
So it could be anything from your conversions to your ground ups to your part built sites. And for me, I find that more interesting because you're seeing a project start from nothing, and then you see the whole journey of it to the end result, and witnessing the before and after. I find that really rewarding.
You recently went on a trip to see a property just like that, didn't you?
I did.
I think when we went, it was very much a shell.
It was.
And then when you returned recently, it was...
almost finished, and it was an amazing thing to see.
Do you think that comes from your head for figures as well? So obviously you were doing your accountancy alongside working in your previous roles. But I suppose with development finance, there's a lot more numbers to crunch. There's a lot more variables to get your head around. A bridge can be complex, but development has a lot more numbers. Is that something that piques your interest, is it?
I think I've always been good with numbers, but I think definitely having my degree in accounting and finance, when I'm looking at the numbers on a development project and I'm looking at the costings and the appraisals, I think it does come a bit more easier to me.
Yeah.
Because I've been looking at numbers for so many years now.
Good. So maybe a career in finance.
Career in finance.
Who knows? Listen, I think whatever happens going forward into the future, I think we at Roma are really lucky to have you as part of the team. Your growth into Senior BDM isn't an accident. It's all through determination and deliverability. So well done. And we've got a long way still to go.
We do.
Good. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching as well. Thank you.